Yo, pest geeks. Well, happy Monday to you guys. What a workout. I'm getting better, dude. This is starting to become a little easier every day. I went in, I did my yoga this morning, just did the yoga stretching, and then I did my, I just did yoga and, oh, now I forgot. I just do a bunch of jumping around and relaxing my muscles and shaking everything, and now I forgot what it's called because I'm out of it. Then I went in and I did back, and I did 5 sets of 15 lower weight because I'm about ready to get ripped, shredded. I'm gonna get beach body, baby. So, and then I went on the treadmill, 30 minutes on a 4 incline at 4 miles per hour, which beat Saturday's 30 minutes at 3 miles per hour with 0 incline. I've got a video to prove it for you losers out there and haters that don't believe me that I'm actually getting this done. So I'm gonna start recording my entire workout. I'm gonna take me a little tripod and just record everything so you guys can believe me, because I'm gonna get shredded, baby. The guns are gonna come out. Man, I woke up at 5. I was actually woken up maybe before 5. I got up out of bed like at 5:20. I think I woke up like at 4 something. I said, I'm not getting up. Went to bed around 10 o'clock. I only sleep about 6 hours, and that's good. And I finished producing 3 videos last night and posting 2 on YouTube, creating 2 blogs, and then I went to bed right after that around 9:30, started watching a little TV, and went to sleep around, I think I fell asleep around 10. Got up this morning at 5, set up the route for the entire week, produced 3 videos, uploaded 1. I'm gonna upload another one now when I get back. And we were getting ready to 10x this baby. I'm bringing my guy on. He starts next week. His last week with his company is going to be Wednesday. He teaches for a college right now that's teaching online, but half of the students haven't enrolled, of course, with COVID. So his hours have been cut and shredded like you wouldn't believe. So I told him, come over with me. At least you'll have a full week's pay. We can get it done, and we can 10x this, what I want to do, and you can do what you want to do. You can create your own in-house agency, do it your way, because I know he can. I don't have any issues with him. All I need to do is create the content, direct which way it wants to go, and let him do his magic, let him do his thing, and we're going to start cranking this out. I recorded 1 class for the academy on Saturday. I hadn't been able to record that class in 2 weeks. That one takes a lot more out of me, because if I don't get it right, I got to re-record it and re-record it, because it's very specific data that I'm trying to communicate, and I need to make sure it's accurate. This is not as accurate. This is ideas, concepts, working things out in our business, working out the difficult things in our business. And so that's getting ready to get started. We just purchased a brand new computer. I bought a HP Omen with, it's a, for those of you guys that are looking to do videos, you really need to get a good gaming computer, something with a big, fast, a lot of gigabytes of video card. The card on this thing is about that thick. It looks like a hard drive. I got one of those. Those were like $1,200-1,300. Got a big 40-inch monitor to be able to have several screens up at the same time, looking at different things, getting really good at editing video and not being on a little screen. A nice 5 terabyte external hard drive, so in case he has to go somewhere and travel, we can take the data with us and work from anywhere. I've got a nice laptop with an i7 chip, so that'll produce really good video. I can produce a good 1 hour, 2 hour video on it. Anything longer than that starts to get a little jammed up, but we can do it. And for recording, the reason is for recording video, especially if I'm recording the type of quality video I'm recording on desktop, to get it to that almost SLR quality, you need a good gaming computer. because you need that video card. The secret is not how much RAM and not how much storage you have. The secret is really the RAM plus a good solid video card for gaming, for graphics, a good graphics adapter. So we got that coming today. It's supposed to get here today, and we're going to go set that up. We're looking at about 2 terabytes of data on a on Xfinity. You know, about minimum about 1,000 kilobits per second download, and upload about 24 to 34, because it will take forever to upload videos. Then you can't get any production done. So we're looking at that, and then start cranking it out, the content. You know, this is the year, guys, where I've had to do a lot of losing. I've lost a lot this year. Lost a lot over the last 2 years. It's probably cost me in between what I actually paid out and what it cost me in revenue, probably a good $200,000 in revenue lost and spent. I probably spent about 50,000 on things that, you know, just happened, that I had to, and it cost me. And I decided, I look at scripture and it says to take every weight off of you, every weight that you can, and including the weight of sin if it's in your life. But there's things in your life that aren't sin, that are weight, that are holding you back. There's people that's holding you back in your business. You need to get rid of them. Partners that are holding you back, get rid of them. They're weight. You're dragging people along that don't need to be dragged along. Either you come along with the organization, you come along with the vision, you come along with the plan, you come along, or you got to go. I'm dropping the weight. I'm getting the muscle. My mind is clear. I mean, I got to the point, guys, last year, that I got depressed for about 6 months. I've never been depressed in my life. Never, ever. I had to deal with it. I didn't realize I was depressed. But all the signs, because I had a serious loss. And it wasn't the financial loss, it's the emotional loss, the strain that it puts on your mind, and the things you have to do, and then you got to still keep going. You got a business to go. I would remember sitting there in front of my computer for 4 hours and not get one single word out, and just basically do my routes, take care of the phone calls, take care of the clients. But I was existing, I wasn't thriving. And that happened for a good 6 months. Been in a terrible battle for the last 2 years, a personal one that took everything out of me. And this is why, I mean, I became paralyzed. I became paralyzed emotionally. I became paralyzed physically. The stress took such a toll on me, between COVID, business loss, personal loss, having to fire people. The weight, I had the weight of the world on my shoulders and no one to help. Everyone that was around me was just taking, like parasites and leeches, not giving anything back, just existing, me having to be on top of them, having to take care of everything, having to take care of my son, my daughter, by myself sometimes. It just became overwhelming, taking care of the business. This is why I can't afford it. I can't afford to have anybody in my life that is taking and not giving. Anybody who's in my organization, any employee that I see that starts to slack off and just starts to coast and not give back for what they agreed to do, the compensation that's there. I treat everybody fairly. I treat everybody with love and compassion. I understand when things go wrong. But at the end of the week, your check is there. At the end of the week, I got to figure out how I make payroll. And employees that don't understand small businesses, that they're always, oh, you get to go home while your employees make X amount of dollars and you get to get wealthy. And you don't understand that every week it's Thursday and you got to figure out how you get that payroll in the bank, because they need to get paid. And I would venture to say that 80% of businesses out there that have employees struggle with this. It's a huge struggle, guys. We got to work this out. I highly recommend that if you're thinking of starting a new business, you do two things. You read the E-Myth. That book is not outdated at all. The E-Myth Revisited. It's going to give you the reality check about going into business, about being a business person. One thing is being a good technician, taking care of your customers and making calls and making sure that you schedule the appointments and you collect money. And that's what's expected of you in most companies. So you're doing what it's expected of you, what you're getting compensated to do, providing you got the time to do it. I get it. But when you own a business, it's 5 times that you have to do. Read the E-Myth. If you're getting into business and you want to go, you're fed up with the company you're with, I get it. But the last thing you want to be is a reluctant entrepreneur, a reluctant solo operator, self-employed with no business knowledge. Read the E-Myth. I would really get an online course in accounting. At least get a semester of accounting. It helped me tremendously. I've done my own bookkeeping and I understand my accounting because I took accounting in college. That was, 30 years ago. I still have my old college accounting books. Accounting hasn't changed much. I mean, taxes have, and that's different. You need an accountant and at least an enrolled agent or licensed tax preparer. But learn accounting so that you understand how your money's supposed to work, how you're supposed to balance, how you're supposed to operate. At least read a P&L. Most people don't know how to read a P&L. They've never read one in their life. They have no idea what they're in for. We've got a couple of other books. If you're thinking of being in sales, I think Daniel Pink has a great book called Everyone Sells. I highly recommend. Look, if you can't sell, you're going to have a heck of a time in business because you got to sell. And another one that is good is The Psychology of Selling. Get The Psychology of Selling. Those are 3 great books that I would recommend for anyone that's thinking of getting into business, so that at least, man, you're better prepared than 80% of the guys that are going into business ill-prepared. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. You need to plan. I just did a great podcast with 417 Pest Solutions out of Springfield, Missouri. Check that out. That's golden advice on there. That is money in there. Decide, get your plan, get your business plan. And I would say forget about a business plan and forget about this 5-year plan. That's baloney. Nobody can do a 5-year plan. Not even corporate can do 5-year plans. I want to see what you guys do with a 5-year plan with COVID. Get an operations plan. How are you actually going to pull this off? Get an operations plan together. Decide what you want your company to be in the next 5 years visually, and then plan to grow that in the next 5 years. Okay, so it took you 6, so it took you 7. Maybe you're better than the average. It took you 3. But get that plan established now. Don't do what I was just having a conversation with my friend Joel. He called me up on Saturday and says, I want to buy a 3D printer and I want to start doing this and that. And I said, bro, you buy stuff and then you come up with a plan on what you're going to sell. That's reverse engineering. That's ass backwards. Reverse engineer what you're going to do, what you're going to need. The problem is you need to know what you're going to need in 5 years so that you can plan towards that. What most of you guys are doing is, you're everything on red, and and you're going, well, we'll just figure it along the way. Well, that's a very expensive way to do it. Trust me, I did it that way. I had no clue what I was doing in pest control. I never run a pest control business. Nobody ever trained me in pest control. I had to train myself. I had to take all the classes myself. I had to invest. I mean, at one point I invested 3-month course going every single day from like 8 in the morning till 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then go run my route in the afternoon, because I needed to learn horticulture. I needed to really learn. And my local college had a course. It was a 3-month course on how to be, it was called, it's a certification in horticultural specialist, which means that it prepares you to manage a nursery. And it included everything, horticulture and entomology and how to build a greenhouse. And we actually built a greenhouse. That was a 3-month course. You talk about investing. You guys complain about investing 2 hours and $100 in a course. You know, that cost me 3 months of every single day, Monday through Friday. I did that, I think, 9 years ago. And I learned an awful lot. You need to invest in yourself. You need to invest in good courses. Stop complaining about getting a free course. You guys are about the cheapest bunch of asses I've ever seen in my life. Complaining about the cost of a $200 course. A $200 course is nothing. Get into real estate. Get into where you're spending $1,500 on a course. You know, I'm looking at my spending about $1,500 on a home inspector course next year. I'm going to invest in getting my ACE. And I hear guys like, how much is that course? Because I can't afford a $300 course. Like, you know, if I put it for $30, there'll be a guy out there saying, I can't afford your academy at $30. Those are the guys that just aren't going to make it. You need to invest in yourself. You know, how do I learn to do free SEO? What you do to learn free SEO is you spend about the next 40 hours, 8 hours a day watching videos for free on YouTube. Oh man, but that's a long time. You guys can't have it both ways. I mean, you want it free, you want it quick, and this is why you get into so much trouble. How long is it going to take you to learn SEO before you actually rank your own website? Depends on the market, but it could be 6 months to 2 years. It took me 2 years to really rank to where I was getting significant amount of leads in business on SEO. It isn't instant. So there's a huge, what I recommend is that you watch videos during the day while you're doing this and you're doing your route, and you have a video on and you have you're listening to guys like Neil Patel. If you want to do on-page SEO, listen to Neil Patel, but you're probably going to have to listen to 30, 40 of his videos. They're maybe 8 to 12 minutes long so that you can get a picture. Can you put something together and send it to me? Like, I have all the time in the world. I did. There's 2 podcasts on my on-page SEO hasn't changed in 10 years, really. Not really. Some new little things that you can add on, but that's about it. Go to Pesky Podcast, type in SEO, and there should be at least 2 or 3 podcasts on there that you should listen to. There's about 20 things you need to do on a page. Man, that's a lot. I get impatient. I want it now. That's the problem. You're not going to get it now. If you are impatient, pay $3,000 a month, get a real professional local company to do it for you, and get it done. I mean, I'm cutting through the BS, guys, with you. I have nothing to sell you to lead you on, to let you think that you're going to go and start doing this SEO thing for $99 a month because Wix is going to do it for you, because GoDaddy's going to do it for $99, and you're going to rank in a market. Guys, that's a pipe dream. They're blowing sunshine up your tailpipe. It isn't going to happen. If you can rank in a market on $99 SEO, chances are you only have 3 competitors, and you're automatically going to be the 4th one, and you're going to be on the first page of Google. That's the only way. There's a lot of things you got to learn. So I'm going to do a course. It's going to take me a while to put that course together, an introductory course to SEO. I took one. When I wanted to learn SEO, there was this course offered for 1 entire day. And I went and took it and spent an entire day. Guys, I put in the money and I put in the time to learn what it is I want to do. You got to put in the time. What you got to do is you got to wake up at 4 in the morning and sit there and do SEO at 4 in the morning till like 6, 7, 8 o'clock, and then go do your route and then come home, and when you put your kids to bed, you spend like from 9 to 12, and you do that, and then you go to sleep, and then you wake up again with 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and you do that if you want to rank quickly in your market in the next 6 months, and put in 6 to 8 hours a day into it, and you will have success. Do videos. This is why videos for me is better. Easier to rank than local SEO. You can put them all over social media across 7 channels. You can put them on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook group, your Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And now they're coming up with Clubhouse, where you can do a call-in. And what do I do every morning? I put out a video every morning that you see, and I distribute it across 7 channels, and I spend about an hour to an hour and a half in the morning. And what do I do at night? I do the same thing again. And I put out another video somewhere else. And now we're going to go putting out 7 times a day. We're going to be posting, and we're going to be doing micro content, and we're going to be taking out my videos and taking it apart. You want to know what it takes? Download the Gary Vaynerchuk slide deck on 67 ideas. It's about 200 pages long. You're going to get a headache. None of this is easy. You need to get over this. I want something quick, and I want it easy because I want to work 35 hours a week. I want to work 40 hours a week. I want to go home, play video games. I want to spend an awful lot of time with my kids. And I want to do, if you want to do that, that's fine. Then what you do is you hire a bunch of guys in Malaysia and in the Philippines and in Vietnam, and you talk to them at 10 o'clock at night what you want done, and the next morning it's done because they're in a different time zone. You go to India, you could go to South America and create your own team. Read the 4-Hour Work Week. The title, I think it's funny, but it's very, very unrealistic, but it's on point on the advice. So this idea that you're just going to get all this done and it's going to be easy, and you're going to get a company to do, you can get a company right now to post daily, 1 post a day for 99 bucks a month. They do all the creative. The problem is you're in pest control. And you're going to like, but they said this wrong and they said that wrong and they didn't put it exactly right. So are you going to micromanage all this content creation? Are you a content curator? No, you're not. This is the realities. This is working it out. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Don't do that again, Frank. Guys, we need to think and ask real hard questions. Stop asking, how do I do this easy? How do I do? There's nothing easy. Everything that you have to do is going to take work. I put in 30 to 40 hours a week into this, into creating videos for my business, into going out and shooting. Every time that I get a call from a customer is an opportunity for me to create content. See, when you were created to do this, everything is content. You see? So for me, everything that happens, every situation is an opportunity to teach, to learn, to share. That's my philosophy. This is why I've shared everything with you guys. It's just that for the last 2 years, I've been at my wit's end. I've had to just focus on my business and focus on my kids and focus on what I need for me. And this is why you see me getting on keto 3 years ago, because the stress was so much, the cortisol levels were so high that I was having tachycardia. I got put on nitroglycerin thinking I'm having a heart attack. All the studies were done on my heart thinking it was just the stress. And it wasn't even the business stress, it's the personal stress. Things that no matter how hard you try, you can't fix. And you keep trying to fix it, and you keep hoping, and you keep praying, and it's just not going to get fixed. And at one point, you got to decide, this is it. This is killing me. This is holding me back. This is keeping me from succeeding. I can no longer keep doing this because you're destroying me. It's destroying me for no reason. And then you got to make difficult decisions in your life, and you got to go. So this is why you see me working out. I mean, literally, they put me on nitroglycerin. They sent me to the hospital on an emergency. I mean, this was 2 years ago, almost now, when the hurricane came through Miami. My medication was changed. This is all, everything happens like snowballs on you, and basically like this perfect storm where you shipwreck. It just did that whole podcast. And my medication got changed because the medications I was on, the combination of blood pressure medication, I've been on blood pressure medication for like 10 years or more. Probably going on, yeah, over 10 years, probably going on 14 years now. And the manufacturer all of a sudden stopped producing. I guess there was a problem or complication with it, and they just cut it out. And then it took 6 months. But over this hurricane, I'm going through this issue. And during the hurricane and my medication got cut, it sent me to the hospital. I mean, when you got blood pressure at 160 over 115, you're ready for a heart attack. And then it was 6 months where I was put on medication, and it was so volatile and the side effects were so bad that I felt everything spinning. I felt nauseous. I felt like I was on chemo again. That's literally the best thing I can compare it to. Have you ever been on chemotherapy? That's how I felt for 2 to 3 weeks. I told the doctor, I can't take this anymore. Doctor, I got to function. I got to run a business. I got to be out in the field. I got to be in the sun. The medication says you can't be out in the sun. You can't drive. How the heck am I supposed to function, doc? They don't get this. They're not listening. This is what pisses me off when people are, you're talking to them, you're explaining this, and they're not listening, and they're not trying to find, they're just throwing more pills at it. So they changed my pills. That didn't work. That was even worse. So it took about 6 months to figure out what combination actually worked. And you know what I decided? The hell with the doctors, pre-diabetic, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, I'm eating healthy, and it's not coming down, doc. And you're blaming me. I got on keto. Bad idea, everybody. Bad idea. Doctors, bad idea. Well, guess what? Reversed my type 2 diabetes. After 1 year, my blood pressure started going down. Yes, my cholesterol went through the roof, and my doctor had a fit. But that's fine because it was temporary. It started to go back down. And yes, it's a little higher, but it was always that high. And I went ahead and I just started studying and put in about, I don't know, about 80 hours worth of studying on Google Scholar, learning all about ketosis. I put in the time. Just like I put in the time to produce these podcasts. You know, it takes 24 hours to produce one class, a 1 hour class. Between the time I got to do the studying, I got to get the notes ready. I got to take the notes down to something that's readable for you. I got to prepare PowerPoints. I got to edit the PowerPoints. I got to, figure out how that works. I got to record it 3 or 4 times. That's 3 to 4 hours of recording. And then I got to publish it and upload it, create quizzes, and set that up for you. This is why you don't create content. This is why you don't have a curriculum, because everything takes time. It takes effort. You got to be willing to put in the time and the effort and the thing. You got to have a clear plan of what you want to do. When I decided, I said, I'm going to blog and I'm going to do YouTube. That was it. That was my strategy. But I knew I could do it. I knew it could be done. I have zero competition in that space. Nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to blog about plants in Miami because it takes time to write an article. It takes time to do the research. It's about 4 hours to write one article. And I write it badly. But you know what? I write it badly, but it ranks. And it gets traffic to the point of, in the summer, I'll have 15,000 clicks a month on my website. Produces leads up the wazoo. But I paid the price ahead of time. I prepaid for the leads before I got the results. And you have to be willing to do that. This is what I'm going to be talking about SEO, the realities of SEO, the illusion of SEO, the ignorance of SEO that people have. Most people don't know about SEO. I've been doing it for 6 years. So I started doing it in 2013. We're in 2021 now. So I know what it takes. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed your workout today. Start making changes in your life. If you're overweight, if your health is bad, change it. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, change it. Start getting rid of the weight so that you can walk freely. so that you can excel. This is Frank the Pest Geek wishing you a pestacular day.